In this video, I'm going to show you how to log into Class Dojo student accounts on a desktop computer. So that might be a PC, a laptop, a Mac computer. Okay, so we're not using the app for mobile devices like iPads, Android tablets, iPhones. That's going to come in another video. This is how we use Class Dojo Student for a desktop or laptop computer. Okay, so I'm going to start from Google. Okay, now just before I start from Google though, you might notice that I've got a code sheet. Okay, and this will look like the one that was sent home with your child. At the top is a parent code that everyone has actually added in now, so I'm not going to talk too much about the parent codes because everyone seems to be up and running with that. But let's say another teacher wanted to use this video. This is how you get the parent code. You need to get it from your child's teacher. When our class got to 50 points, I sent home the student codes. So your child should have had a slip that looks like just this bottom half of the page. Okay, now the one I'm showing you right now is from a demo class. So you're not seeing any real child's details here. This is just a class that I set up for example purposes. Okay, so we're using Ronaldo as our pupil at the moment. So we're going to look at Ronaldo's student code. Okay, and another way, should I say, that you might choose to sign in is using a QR code. Okay, this is more so for using the app, but I've given our children both options. Okay, you'll find that there's a student login poster on our Google Classroom site, and there's actually one in our classroom, but it only works for the mobile app. So today I'm just going to focus on using this student code to log Ronaldo in, and I'm actually going to just copy that so I can go ahead and paste it when I'm ready. Okay, but let's imagine you're doing this for real. So I'm going to start from Google search engine. You could use any search engine you like, and I'm just going to type in Class Dojo. Okay, and if this is my first time doing it, if your child has not entered their student account yet, then they're going to have to go to sign up. Okay, but if they have logged in their account, they can go to log in. They're going to choose student. Okay, now it's asking for a QR code. I'm going to allow the camera. Now you might see my face popping up just now, so just be prepared for that. Yep, so it's wanting you to scan the QR code. Okay, but we're going to imagine that we're not using the QR code. We're going to use the ordinary code. Okay, so I just clicked I do not have a code. I'll go back and show you that again. So my computer's asking me for a QR code. It's using my front facing camera on the laptop. I'm going to click I don't have a QR code. Okay, now if your child has already signed in, they would have made their own username. Now I do not have access to that username. They made it up in the house, so I'm sorry, I cannot find the child's username. They should have written it down somewhere safe if they made up their own username, because the first time you put in the code, it asks you to make a unique username. I don't get that given to me. The children have to make it up themselves. It's a bit unfortunate. If they lose it, I can't help them with that, but there is a way around that, which we'll talk about. So this is if they have already been onto their student account and they know the username, but I'm going to imagine that they do not know the username. So instead of going to log in, which I did previously, I'm going to click sign up. Okay, so we're going to go to student, of course, because this video is focusing on the student codes mainly. Okay, we're going to say I don't have a QR code. Okay, and I'm going to invent a username. So you'll see that my computer's trying to come up with my details in particular. But the child's called Ronaldo, so I'm going to make their name Ronaldo. And of course, this one's already been taken, so let's make it a little bit more unique. Ronaldo 123, okay, which has already been taken. Okay, let's put Ronaldo SG for St Gabriel's. I know that it's not been taken because it's coming up asking for my age next. Okay, now let's assume most of the children in P6 are going on 10 or 11. Okay, now it's important to note that if the child is under 13, which our P6 class all are, it will ask them for a parent email. So I mean, when your child's setting this up, I'm going to assume they do not know your email address. If they do, they could go ahead and enter that, but you might prefer to sit and do it with them so they don't make any mistakes, because the children are still learning how to, enter email addresses properly when we use Google Classroom. So it's a good way to learn it actually. So I'll ask for a parent email, okay, and they're going to have to choose a password. And again, that password is up to them. If they've not already entered a password, I think it would be a good idea for them to make the same password as our Google Classroom password. So that is one word and the number 12. So let's say Ronaldo is a pupil at St Gabriel's and his word was football. I'm going to type in football 12. Okay, now my computer's got a password manager built into it, so it remembers my passwords automatically. Yours might not have that, or you might choose not to use it. So I'm going to take a note of Ronaldo's username on a piece of paper and the password, or I might store it on my mobile phone. You should have somewhere safe. I'm sure everyone has got some sort of password nowadays. The children also have a password sheet which is kept in school. They might want to write it on that, but they're going to be using this at home mostly, so maybe they want to write it on the fridge, like a piece of paper, and put it on the fridge, write it in their homework jotter. Okay, somewhere safe. But I'm just going to take a note of the username as Ronaldo SG, and his password is football 12. And it's all lowercase. These passwords are case sensitive, so be careful to make sure you know if you use capital letters or not. Okay, and I'm going to sign up. Okay, now it's asking me, do I want to save Ronaldo's password? I'm just going to cancel. Okay, so see here, it says to see your story and customize your monster, you need your parents' permission. So you have to invite your parent by putting in your parent's email address. So for Ronaldo, I'm just going to put in my own email address, and I will get a little email just asking me to click and confirm that I'm actually Ronaldo's parent. Okay, so I'll be getting an email to my phone. I won't show you how to do that, it's quite straightforward, just click on the link. Okay, now you'll see the children from here aren't even connected to the class yet, but it's got my little avatar, which once my parent confirms that, then I'll be able to change it. So I'm actually going to go ahead and confirm that after all, just so I can show you the difference there. So the email is just saying, hey there, your child has created a free Class Dojo account but needs your permission to continue. And it's got a lot of information, but there's a big blue button that says activate account. I'm just going to go ahead and click that on my mobile phone where I opened the email. And it just says, it opens it up in Class Dojo, asks you to activate the account. Okay, and it says, looks like you're not connected to a class yet. So me as a parent of Ronaldo haven't signed up as the parent code, but you will have. But your child, has going to have to enter the code from the teacher. Now you remember that I copied it to my clipboard, but just to remind you, This is the code I'm using. It's all capital letters, okay, and then it's got a couple of numbers in there as well. But so you might have to type it in, but I'm actually just going to go ahead and paste it in there just to save some time. Okay, but you see it's exactly the same. Then I'll submit the code. Okay, now it's saying parent permission needed. So I'm actually going to go ahead and add the parent code. And remember, like I said, if you've lost them, please get in touch with me and I will give you it again. Okay, but now on my phone it's actually showing me Ronaldo's account. Obviously he's not got any points or anything right now because it's just brand new. Hopefully this will change on Ronaldo's account now since I've signed in for a parent. Yep, perfect. Okay, so you'll see a few options here. And this is what I would like the children to use for their homework, because I am using a laptop right now. I'm not using the mobile app, and I can put a photo, a video, a drawing, a file, or you'll notice here it says journal. So let me show you that again using the mouse. I can add a photograph, I can record a video, if my laptop has a built-in camera of course. I can do a little drawing. I can add a file from Google Docs or a Google Drive or a Microsoft Word or a PDF file. Just basically lots of written file types, or even a photograph as well. Okay, this one I could use to take a photograph. This one I could use to maybe upload a photograph that I've already got saved. And I've got a journal where I could just type some things up. Okay, one thing before I get onto the homework though, that the children were really enthusiastic about is editing their own monster. And you can do this on the mobile app as well for students. But what you're going to do is the children will all have their code once they reach 50 points. And if they haven't got it yet, it's because they haven't asked me for it. I've got all the student codes kept in a safe place, and if the children get to 50, I'm making them responsible for coming and asking me for it. So if they don't have it yet, they should have all reached 50 points by now. It means they've not come and asked me for it. So I've got 2 left in the classroom, and I'm going to leave it up to the children to ask me for their code. Okay? But they can edit their avatar. So that was one of the prizes that they could get when they got to 50. So they can choose the body type, they can choose the colour, okay, and they can just play about with it and have fun. They can actually change it as many times they want as they get to 50. So since it's Halloween, I'm going to go for a little Halloween theme. So let's choose more. Sorry, pumpkin eyes if we have them. So there's lots and lots of options as you can see, and it's just a bit of fun for the children to get some ownership over it. Alright, I'm just going to make it just like that for Halloween, so I can save it and it'll have my new avatar for Ronaldo. Okay, I'm just going to go back now. So you also see the class story, so it's demo class, so I haven't posted any stories, but this one will say primary 6 for your child, and you can see all the work that I've posted for them, but as you can see, no posts yet. So let's just quickly talk through how they could add some things to their Class Dojo story for their homework. Alright, so they might want to take a photograph, and again, it's only going to work if you have a front-facing camera on your laptop. But let's say, for example, the children wanted to take a photograph of a piece of work that they've done, and let's say it was from a book. Okay, now it's probably you wouldn't take it from a book, you might take a photograph of a poster or a drawing they've done, but I just have a book beside me, so if you wanted to take a picture, you just hold the document. It might be a photograph, a poster, a math problem, something like that. I'm just holding it up in front of the camera and I'm clicking the camera button, counting me down, and there it is. Now you'll notice it's flipped the image, okay, But I've taken a picture of Pig Heart Boy. Okay, let's say I didn't quite do it properly. I can retake the image. Okay, and this time I'm actually going to take a picture of a math sheet. So this time I'm actually going to take a picture of a math sheet. Now this math sheet is not being completed, it's just blank. But let's say they had completed the math sheet. Okay, so there it is, it's a sheet on time. One thing to be careful about is it might flip the image over, so let's just see what happens. Here's the sheet. Okay, yep, so it's flipped it. So you might have noticed that it looked back to front the first time I did it, but now it's the correct way around. Okay, and you can see that they could add a caption. So they might say, "This is my work on time." Now, of course, if they're completing a worksheet for homework, they might want to just hand me back the worksheet. This is adding extra time onto the task. But let's say that they created something completely new at home, like a poster. This would be a great way to share that with me. Okay, they could obviously hand in the paper copy, but this way there's just a record of it in their story. And you can also, there's a pen tool here. We can add some shapes. Okay, so it's actually doing a line tool right now. So you can see that. Obviously, I don't want to draw all over it just now. But let's say they wanted to circle a specific thing on the worksheet. They could use the pen tool just to circle it. Okay, or they might want to check if their answers are correct. They could, do a little tick. It's quite hard to draw with a mouse, I must say. Much easier on the tablet device to do this. Okay, and I'm using the eraser tool. If I just make a mistake, I can make it any size that I like. So I'm just going to get rid of that. They can add text, so there's also a caption, but they can also add text to the actual document. So there's a little text box where they could just type in some phrases. So I'm just writing the word test. I can move it to wherever I like to have it. Okay, and you've also got an undo feature and a redo feature. Okay. Excuse me, you'll also notice that there is a microphone. And if the child was to click that and their computer or device has a built-in microphone like my laptop does at the moment, they can actually record a little explanation. Now I'm not going to do that right now because I'm actually already using my microphone to record this video. But let's say the child had done a drawing or something and they wanted to talk me through that, they could add a picture and some voice for further explanation. And I just think that's fantastic evidence to show what they've learned. Okay, but I'm not going to add a voice note right now. I have added a written caption, which they can also do. I'm just going to go ahead and save it. Okay, so might take a few minutes. And it says the post is waiting for teacher approval. So it might not come up straight away on your parent app because the teacher has to approve it. And that's just to make sure the children are using Class Dojo sensibly and not posting anything inappropriate or anything like that. So I'm actually going to go ahead onto my app on my mobile phone, and I've straight away got a notification from my demo class that Ronaldo has a pending piece of work. So I'm just going to approve that, okay, and if I just refresh the page, this little message that was up here should disappear. Okay, so that's how to do it for a photograph. Same thing works for a video. Okay, I have to allow my camera, but let's say the child wanted to record how to do addition, for example, like we just looked at. They might just want to talk me through that, okay, and or let's say they wanted to talk about something they've learned in their reading book. Again, they might just want to record a quick video, and that's just a great way to show their understanding. Okay, so again, they would just click that, and I'm not going to actually click it just now because I'm already recording a video, but nice and simple, it just records the video. Of course, again, you need a front facing camera, or if it was an iPad, you could use the rear facing camera, and maybe you could help them hold up the device and record them. Okay, but I'm just going to go back. But again, I'm not using the mobile app. I'm using this in the Safari browser. Actually, no, I'm using it in the Chrome browser. So even though I'm using a Mac computer, you can use a Windows computer with the Chrome browser, and it's working perfectly fine for me on here. Okay, I would really suggest not using Internet Explorer in the house. If you use that, it's quite dated for a lot of the new apps we use. Chrome is a really good browser to use, or if you're an Apple user, Safari's pretty good as well. Okay, I'm just going to show you how they could do a drawing. So again, sort of like what I was doing on top of that worksheet, but let's say they wanted to show me how to do an adding shortcut. Okay, I'm going to select my pencil tool, and you can change the colour and things like that as well. So I just clicked this little dropper and selected purple there. Okay, I'm going to go back to green now, and let's say they wanted to do 33. Now I'm using my mouse trackpad, it's not the neatest, okay. Again, if you use the tablet app, then it's much better in my opinion. It's much easier. Okay, plus 13. So this is a really simple addition, just to show you that. But you could see how they could just exemplify their working. So they might have even changed colours. I'm not going to go ahead and do the whole problem, but I think you get the point that you could easily do a drawing of some sort. I'm just going to go back, or they could just add some text. They could make a little poster on the Class Dojo. Okay, and some children have already done this to a really good effect. Okay, let's say they had to design something like an object. They could design it using this. They could draw it, and again, they could talk through as they are drawing. Okay, so if they were doing the math problem, if they were to do a recording, they could talk it through. And again, you've got the option to add a caption. This time I'm not going to save it because I never actually recorded anything there. Okay, file, you can upload an image or file. So let's say they created something on Google Classroom. They might not want to do this because they could actually just share it with me on Google Classroom. So remember, Class Dojo and Google Classroom are two separate apps, or two separate websites, okay? But let's say they wanted to add a file, they created a Microsoft Word at home. It's probably better if the children use Google Docs, which is very like Microsoft Word, but it's a different company. You know, Microsoft makes Word, and Google is another company that makes Docs. Because we use Google Apps in school, it's probably more easy if the children create a Google Doc. But you know, Microsoft Word can easily be uploaded on a Google Classroom. Okay, but I'm just going to choose a file from my computer. So this isn't something that I've made on Google Classroom. This is just something that I've got saved on my desktop. Okay, again, I could pick any folder that I've got, but I'm going to just pick something from the desktop. Okay, and here I have some readings that I've scanned for our maths that's going to be on Wednesday. So I've used that as an example, but it could be anything. It could be a poster, it could be, you know, a screenshot of information that the children have found online. It could be various things, any type of file that you've not got saved in Google Classroom and you want to share that with me and upload it into the class story. So I'm going to go ahead and pick this file. Okay, it's just uploading it for me, as you can see. Might take a bit of time depending on the size of the file. This one, it's not too bad. Also depends on your internet connection in the house. Okay, but there you go. I've uploaded it. I might want to add a caption. So this is our readings for the maths on Wednesday. Okay, this is our readings for the maths will do. Okay, and then that again is waiting for teacher's approval. but it's always going to be in their story. So, I mean, when people come in looking for evidence, it might be the management team in the school, it might be inspectors. That's a great way to show evidence for them. But even more important, it's a great evidence to remind the children what they've learned, to show the parents what they've been learning, and everything like that. So, also, you've got the journal. So, they might just want to add a phrase, okay? So, this is a test phrase to show how children can record their learning using Class Dojo. Okay, and let's make sure that Class Dojo is a proper noun because it's the name of something. So this is a test phrase to show how children can record their learning using Class Dojo. So it says journal. Remember, Class Dojo is an American company. It's actually based in San Francisco. So if you email them, someone from San Francisco will be they're very quick at getting back to you if you have any questions or support that you need. If you think that I can't help you as well, I've emailed them a few times. So you'll notice there's a lot of American phrases like student, journal, but we hear these things on television all the time. So I'm sure the children will pick it up quickly. But so this is just a piece of writing that I've done. I mean, you could have done it in a Google Doc and uploaded it that way, but your child might have chosen just to write it straight into Class Dojo. And again, it just pops up like this. Okay. So, in this video, I've showed you how to enter the student code using a desktop browser on a computer or on a laptop. Okay, this is not the app, although the app is very similar. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Okay, but this has been a laptop that I've used to do this. Okay, I've used the Chrome browser, like I said. I've showed you how to enter the student code. I've showed you how to edit your monster or little character. Okay. Also, I've showed you how to put a photograph, a video, a drawing, or a file. Okay. If you're having problems and let's say you're able to log in as a student code, but you cannot see photo or video or draw, I'm going to suggest that you might be using it in Explorer. Okay. I have some older tablets in school, and when I do the mobile device app video, I'll talk about that more. But when I use my older tablet, it doesn't give me an option to add a photograph or something like that. So it might be that the tablet operating system you're using is quite old, or it might be if you're using it in Explorer that's also quite old. So I've used Chrome. It's a good way to do it. So if you've tried exactly what I've showed you in this video and you find it's not working, I'm going to suggest that it's either the computer you're using or the tablet you're using is maybe not up to date enough. And don't worry, I mean, there's no need to go and buy a new computer or a new tablet just to use Class Dojo. This is just one way the children can share their learning. They can still use Google Classroom if they would like. So you do not have to use Class Dojo. It's just one example that I think the children are really enthusiastic about. So if you can't see this bit here, I'm going to suggest that either your browser is not up to date or your actual hardware. And when I say that, I mean the computer or tablet device that you're using is not up to date. So I found that out the hard way because we have some tablet devices in school that have been donated to us, mostly by my family members, just old ones I have lying around the house. And although the tablets work pretty good, on the Class Dojo app it doesn't actually show up what we need, which is a bit unfortunate because we now have Wi-Fi in school, so we could do great things. So there's some roadblocks there for us, which we're trying to solve. So don't worry if you're having that problem, you're not alone. I've also encountered that as well. But this has just been a quick way of showing you how to do all these things. Okay. If I spoke too quickly, that's why I recorded the video. because I'm going to put this on my YouTube channel. So you'll be watching it on YouTube right now. You can rewind, you can pause, you can try it out. You could have the YouTube video sitting up beside you on one of these, another tab up here. Okay, so I've got a tab open. I could flick back and forward between them. Okay, watch the video and try it out for yourself. Go back, rewind it, pause it. That's the reason I've recorded a video. I think it's probably the best way for me to give you the information. Okay, but as always, any questions, please contact me. And some people have already contacted me, which is fantastic. I'll answer the questions throughout the week. I don't usually respond at weekends, but I've decided to record this video on a weekend because I think it would be very worthwhile. Okay, so remember, this is not for the tablet devices like iPads or iPhones. This is for using a laptop or computer. Okay, so I hope this video has been helpful. Please get in touch with me if you have any questions, and please give the video a little like and subscribe to my channel. That's one way to get more views. And although I've made this to help pupils in St Gabriel's and P6, other parents might decide to use it, and maybe even other schools around Scotland and other schools around the world will find this video helpful. So if you give it a like, that'll just help promote my video. Not that that's really important to me. What's more important is helping the children and parents in my class. But I think, why not publicise the video if we can? Okay, thanks for watching.